So there are four potential types of ums. There are disoriented ums, there are demotivated ums, there are discouraged ums, and there's disembodied. And so each of these people, each of these individuals have a different approach to why they are when you say, hey, would you like to come to church? They're because it's not that they don't love God. It's not that they don't desire to have a relationship with God. But there's that There's that pause for a second versus it just being an easy yes. So the disoriented person. Am I making sense to anybody this morning? Come on, if I'm making sense, I want you to clap your hands. So the disoriented people, over the last 2 years, these folks have become new parents. Because we believe in being fruitful and multiply. All these pandemic babies popping up. Some of y'all didn't plan that, but listen, that's between you and God. Some become new parents. Some people had to move back in with their parents. Because you couldn't afford how you were living. Some people lost their jobs and are looking for employment. Others changed jobs and are still adjusting to a new vocational calling. And this helter-skelter rhythm of the pandemic has upset your stability, and the church used to provide that type of stability. So you've had these major life changes, and because you've had these major life changes, it's thrown off your rhythm, and so now church is not a part of your rhythm. Church, was before, but you had all these disruptions of life. New job, new child, new career, new everything. And then because a lot of the churches shut down, church became something that you desired, but you don't have time for because it's not a part of your natural rhythm. So there's people that have gotten disoriented. There's some people that have gotten demotivated. These are demotivated because of the array of problems they witness in the church. Listen, I'm going to tell you something real quick. Listen, there is no perfect church. I want to help you somebody. I want to help somebody this morning because you're like, I'm just trying to find the right church. The right church is where God plants you, but every church is an imperfect church. Why? Because humans are in it. So listen, as soon as you walked up in here, and as soon as I walked up in here, we was jacked up. Why? Because we all humans, born in sin, shaped in iniquity. And anytime you have humans hurt other humans. Humans lie on other humans. Humans, cheat on other humans. Humans do all this kind of stuff. So you'd be like, well, I don't like going to the church. Everybody at the church trifling. Well, listen, you don't complain about the people in the ER being sick. That's where they go. I can't believe all these sick people up in here. Okay, where are they supposed to go? So guess what? We all sinners in here trying to make our way to heaven. So come on in and get on the struggle bus. So some people have gotten demotivated because, you've looked at people and unfortunately you've put pastors and leaders on pedestals. And so you listen to podcasts and all these churches are dissolving and all these men of God that you put all your trust and faith in, have disappointed you because you realize they were not as holy as they pretended to be. Well, first and foremost, God says, do not put any idol before me. So if you made your pastor an idol, that's your fault. You're supposed to love God and respect and submit to your pastor, not make your pastor God. So if your pastor falls, if a fellow saint falls, the Bible says, ye that are spiritual, restore them, pray for them, cover them. Don't point. See, I knew. So some of the failures of the church have pushed many away from being a part of the congregation. Some people have gotten discouraged. The weight of suffering and grief over the last 2 years has discouraged many They're struggling with mental health and motivation, and many of their family members and neighbors and friends and church members have died, and they've had all this loss of relationship, and it's left you feeling some type of way with a certain type of residue. I can admit that throughout this pandemic, over the past 2 years, even today, I have PTSD when it comes to phone calls and text messages. Because I don't get any good phone calls and text messages right now. Every phone call, especially if it's family, it's sad when the first thing you say is, everybody okay? Not hello. Not how's it going? It's, everybody okay? Who's sick? Who died? And if it's not family members, all you got to do is turn on your TV, get on social media, and we're surrounded by death and devastation every day. We're surrounded by violence every day. Everywhere you look, this is all you're surrounded by. Well, it's easy to get discouraged because it appears that there's no hope for anybody. It appears that everything in the world is just going crazy. Look at your neighbor and say, and it is. Then there's others that are a little disembodied. This is people that research suggested that Sunday-centric churches struggle to retain large groups of their parishioners because the ums were people that we pushed everybody digital. And when we said, hey, it's time to come back, some people said, oh, I'm good. You know, is this a in-person versus online battle? It's not. But online was we were forced to do it, and now it's something that you do that is when I can't get in person. You know, it's not something I've become a lifestyle unless I live in another state. So it's benefited us in a lot of ways because there are people now that can be a part of the things of God and have access to a ministry that is sound theologically that they may not have access to in their area because of technology. But it was never meant for the person who lives around the corner to stream every Sunday.